What's up guys, we're here at a small campsite just near my work, and basically in a way to save money, instead of doing 2 commutes, I'm going to stay here for the night. But it's a good opportunity to test all the stuff that I've got for my charity bike ride. So first off, it's going to be the tent. Never put this tent up before, it's never been even out the pack before, so it's going to be fun to test. So let's crack on with that. So found a half decent spot. Move any sticks, any big sticks out the way, any stones, anything like that. Make sure the ground's clear-ish. And we'll get this out. Tent, poles, pegs, and hopefully the guide ropes are in there somewhere, but we've always got our paracord if we need it. Right. That was hung up on something, and it still is, because it's really tight here, not tight the other side. And I've got to do this after 40 miles on a bike. I best get used to that one. That's pretty much it. So just got to peg it out basically. So, look here. At first it doesn't look like it fits in, but it's just because it looks excess until you get it hung up. So the first thing I'm doing is hooking all these little toggle points, and it'll only go one way because there's no toggles through the middle. So just get all them in, and that'll get us lined up, and then we can hook the bottom out after that. After that, you can peg it out more, depending on where you are, but that's up in 18 minutes, 15 seconds. And in my defense, sorry, out of breath. I'll be out of breath when I'm doing that after a cycle. In my defense, one of the poles got stuck. So I reckon about 15 minutes. If we take that time out to get the whole thing up. I'm going to brace it out, and I'm going to get my bedding in, and then we'll come back and start thinking about tea. The sleep system that I'm using today is the stuff that people got me through Amazon for my charity cycle, so it's a good test drive for it. This is the Origem, and this is a single inflatable mattress. Now, as a true test, there's a rubber bung there, don't lose that. As a true test, I've not got an electric pump, so we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. So I'm going to lay it out first. I've just seen where that bung's come from, so let's get that on. I'll be trying to blow it up without the bung in. There's one. I'm hoping there's a mouthpiece on it. Ah, there we go. So it's got a foam sponge bit in here, so you can use that as an inflator. Take the bung out so it shows the valve, and then it's just pushing it like that with the foot, ideally, and we'll see how long that takes and if we can get that done. So move you back a bit to there, bring this out, and let's go. I don't like to sink on mine, so I'm trying to get it as much as possible. Let's finish off that. It's pretty good. There we go. And it's got a pillow end as well, which is good. Let's get that in there. That took less than 5 minutes to inflate, so it's not too bad with the foot. So that's the mattress in. If I don't want to carry a pillow, it's got a pretty much basic pillow built in, and I've camped without a pillow a lot of times. Generally, I just make a bundle of clothes. So, yeah, mattress in. Now, what have we got for a sleeping bag? So, this bad boy is the One Tigris sleeping bag. Do some really good stuff. Now, my general go-to was an ex-military one, which is a full-on mummy sleeping bag, which I think this might be the similar sort of thing, but it's for Arctic, and I'm doing most of my camping and my cycling and my training in the height of summer. So I want something that it's comfy, lightweight, can be warm, but also easily stripped off. Look at that. There we go. Fresh out of the bag creases that will soon break in. So that's the One Tigris single sleeping bag. It is a mummy sleeping bag. All the details will be in the link below. Same as the mattress. I cannot remember them off the top of my head. I should have kept the little card that was hanging off it, but yeah, it's got double zips here, so I can unzip it from the bottom and let my legs out a bit. To be fair, evening like this, I think the low is going to be 10 degrees. I'll probably end up using this more as a blanket than a sleeping bag. So that's that. I'm going to leave it open and get it in place. One Tigris in place, but we've not finished. Part of my car kit and part of your car kit should always be some woolen blankets. So depending on how cold or warm it is tonight, this is either going to be an extra layer of comfort between me and the sleeping bag, or it's going to go over me to keep me warm. So I'm just going to throw it on the bottom for now. And we'll decide what to do with it later on. There it is. That's all we've got for tonight. Little light hanging up there. My food and my cooker. And that's about it. So guys, that's the sleeping system that I'm not just using tonight for this camp, but I'll be using on my charity cycle. The details of that are also below, but the links to the products you see in this video are all below, and they are affiliate links, which means the channel earns a little bit of money when you use them, but it doesn't cost you any extra. Right guys, so cooking options today. We have our portable gas stove and a spare canister of gas, which is probably number one choice. As a backup, we have our little ethanol stove and some methylated spirits. Not just as a backup cooker, but a nice little fire that I can have later without starting a big fire. So I don't think I need a fire. It's not winter, not going to be that cold, but that'll be a nice little mellow flame to chill out on the evening with. So we're going to get cooking on the portable gas stove. I'll take this out. The good thing about these stoves is they are their own base. However, it's a bit slippy, so I'm not going to use it. So I feel less safe with that than I do just having it on the grass. The heat shouldn't do that much damage, to be fair. We should be alright, I'll keep an eye on it. Anyway, that's what we're going to go with. We have gas in there, unlocked, but it's there. And on the menu today is meatballs in pasta. However, what do we need before meatballs and pasta? What's the first thing we need when camping? It's a brew, right? Gotta have a brew. British, put the kettle on. That's locked in place, that's closed up. And that's an empty gas canister. There we go. It is, it's completely empty. Good job I brought the spare. And to be fair, I just grabbed the stove, the cooker, and I couldn't remember the last time I used it, so it is what it is. That's in there, lock into place, not leaking, just set fire to ourselves again. There we go, nice mellow flame. So, first thing we want to do, we've got a little bottle of water here, got more water in the car should we need it, so we don't have to be super sparing with this. Just gonna give it a quick swill round. I don't need to wash it. Good immune system. And I'm not going to waste anything, so I'm going to pour in what I need for a brew. So not that much, just over, because some will boil off, and get that on the go. So we'll wait for that to boil. Get our tea bag and stuff in there. Back in a second. We've got a little mini disaster where I can't find the mic, but it looks like you can still hear me, so hopefully you can. Just going to make the brew and then try and find it. British Army tea. There we go. Let that stew for a bit, and then we've got, we'll spoil ourselves, we usually have sweeteners, but we've got rations sugar, but real milk. Yep, we need more water, because some idiot knocked his water bottle over. But accidents happen. This is why we prepare. Wait there a second, and I shall be back in a moment. If we go into the car stash. I'll grab two, because I'll probably want to drink after as well. There's my brew. There we go. Fresh Highland Spring. There we go. So, what I'm going to do, just to keep things different, brew is still stewing. Not the best tea bag, so I do like to leave it a while. So while that's stewing, we've got a bit of dead ground here, so we're not going to do much more damage than that has already got. We're going to test out our ethanol stove and see how long it'll take for us to boil our British Army ration. Ooh, some old stuff in that. Oh, I should have emptied that out last time I used it. It's got a strong smell. There we go. Right, so pop this in here. Don't need lots, just a wee bit. And look like that. Yeah, that's for putting it back out again. See, little cup thing to go out there, and that's obviously the screw lid to go on. So we're going to get this lit, and of course we have lighters, and things in our bag. We've also got this little gas stove, but we'll use that in the morning for breakfast, just so we've used something different for each meal. Do you know what I actually need on this bag? Is a little tab system, so I know that things in the red tab zip are this, things in this tab zip are this. This is my fire kit. If you want to know everything that's in this, then just simply go and check out the video, the live we did with showing our get home bag, because all this stuff's in there. Here we go. There you go. You've got to be careful with meths. Sometimes you can't see the flame, especially in a day like this. So, but it is going. So we're going to put our little mess tin on it. The most difficult thing about this is going to be the balancing act. Remember, we are attempting to boil this in the bag. Which is going to be fun, because it's not the biggest mess tin. So I'm going to fold it round and do my best. I could squeeze it out and just cook it in the mess tin, but this is neater and it's the way you're supposed to do it. But how long that little flame takes to boil, we shall see. Let's finish that brew now. That should be thereabouts. Almost like tea paste, we like it strong. There we go. That back to the side. There we go. Let's just use 1 sugar. Try and be good, because we're not on sweeteners today. Sugar. When was that? Oh, it's actually a still in date one. 2025. Because we all know sugar goes off, I'm sure. There you go, sugar's in there. And dollop of milk, because it is quite a dark brew. I need to stir that now. I'm going to pull this bag in and I can get to it without leaning over all the fire stuff. There is the knife, fork and spoon. Ahaha! Here we go. This is what we were looking for. Accessory set, British Army. So it's not my knife, fork and spoon set. I genuinely think I've left that home on the bench when I did my last video. So, well, Mrs. Urban Prepper saw it on the bench next to my bag and thought, that doesn't belong there. So, we have this anyway. We have more brew stuff for the morning, which is good. Let's check on our water. Not even lukewarm. It's definitely a labour of love using the methylated spirits, that's a cert. So, we're going to be here a while. Let's give this brew a stir. These British Army spoons. Some people don't like them because they're so big, but I think they're awesome and they're solid. Some rations you get that cheap plastic stuff that just breaks apart. Not a fan of that. Cheers to the first brew. Oh, that's good. That's good. Please let me know below if you want more content like this. You want more outdoors, maybe not on a site. This was purely because it was right near work. Maybe wild camping, maybe get a few of the other preppers involved as well. I do believe Alpha Kilo Prepper said he'd fancy it sometime if we went out wild camping. So let me know if that's the kind of content you want to see on the channel. Flame and a heat, and it is on a rolling boil. However, we've lost so much water, it's barely submerged. So we're squashing this in the best we can, hoping we don't melt the bag to get a heat into this. A nice mellow flame going on that now, as you can see. Now that some air's got to it and that. So dinner should be ready shortly. Quickly show you this, guys. So This is what we were originally using. This is one of the cheap camping stoves. In the house, it's been absolutely bob on, no problems whatsoever. It has started to get a bit of rust on this point here, where the gas goes in. And the clamp looks like it should still work, still pushes down. However, I think the spring has lost some tension, because when we're putting the gas in here, yeah, it's nowhere near where it should be. And see that? It's leaking out. So we discovered this. I discovered this as it was burning fine, and then all of a sudden the flame jumped and it was all burning inside here, right? So quick reactions, loosen the gas, release the gas. It was down like that, so release the gas, and I just a sharp blow into that hole. Now, that's probably not good advice. Maybe run away and leave it and let it blow up on its own, but I didn't want to do that. So, but this needs some rethinking, because in SHTF, bear in mind I've used this in the house, not outdoors, not loads of wear and tear like that, not being bashed around, just in the house. So if it's failed now, after less than a year, then I'm sorry, DWD on Amazon, I will not link you below, because that's a failure. And we're going to have to stick with doing everything else on the little portable gas stove that we used on a hike, so we know that's good, and the meth stove. Now, my experience with Ration Nerd is that should be too hot to touch. So a bit longer on that one. We're having meatballs and pasta for breakfast tomorrow. We've got morning oats with raspberry, done by Fuel Your Preparation. So we'll see how that one goes. But we'll use the little portable gas stove for that, just for quickness and convenience. It's not a bad little tent. It's got this awning. Usually I wouldn't even bother putting this out, but it's a nice little shelter. And that is hot. That is just about ready, methinks. Now, in SHTF, all we've done is boil that in the bag. I'd drink that. I'd put it in a brew, no problems. I don't need to at the moment, because I've got clean water and this has been in storage. Don't really fancy drinking that. So let's open this. You can feel how hot it is inside. Hopefully steam when we open it. Oh yes, shooting out there. Oh, it smells really good. Oh, let's see if you can get a shot of that. Look at that. Meatballs and pasta, courtesy of the British military and hot pack. And of course, it wouldn't be complete without our little spoon. We've got plenty of meth, so I'm just going to leave that flame going there. It's a nice little, our mini campfire as we tuck into lunch. That's going to be hot. There we go. Look at that. Cook through. Pasta soft, good sauce. Yeah. That is life-sustaining food. And they're not shy with the meatballs either. I think there's more meatballs in this than you get in the Campbell's cans, to be fair. 8 o'clock. It's gone quite quick, to be fair, setting up the tent, and by the time you make yourself food, I can see why people say in a survival situation you're not going to have much time for entertainment and stuff. But I imagine as things quiet down around here and the sun goes down, I'll probably get quite an early night. I've got a constant buzzing happening at the moment as a bee circles around me. It's massive. He's just decided he likes my tent, so he's just doing circles around it. So, but no harm, no foul. That meatballs and pasta was really good. This is why I need to make lists. I need to make a list, definitely. But the I forgots were my knife, fork and spoon set. Luckily, I had the British Army kit, and this bad boy will be getting used for everything. And I forgot a towel. So I think the spare blanket is going to double up as a towel for the shower afterwards. So when I get to work, I'll be getting a shower and I'll be using a blanket as a towel. Interesting, I know. Just a quick one for all the doubters. Charged. I tell you what, I would genuinely recommend this to anyone who's going through any sort of difficult times. I mean, many people that follow the channel know, like in the recent couple of weeks, I've had nothing but bad luck after bad luck, and monetary stress, bills, etc., trying to move. It's just all been so much and on top of me. But doing this on my own, although, you know, I miss not having Mrs. Urban Prepper here and stuff, and I miss my baby prepper, but it's just gives you time to just reflect, take stock of things, take time away from all that other stuff, because while you're worried about your shelter, your food, your water, just getting through the afternoon, evening and the night, none of that other stuff matters. And it's such a stress relief. It's such a stress reliever. I definitely need to do this more often. Just to, I don't know, unwind a little bit from work, from everything. So men's mental health is a big topic, and I'm an advocate of talking about it all the time. And yeah, this has to be one of the things that's the top of my list that is awesome for coping. And yeah, just go out and do it. Go out and do it. Especially if you're a prepper as well and you've not, you know, just see what it's like, manage, cope, figure out how long things take to do and test your gear. I've had a failure of a camping stove tonight. Luckily, I can replace that. I can get something better. But in an SHTF situation, that's one of my means of cooking, and loads of my gas just out the window. So, good reasons to test your kit as well. But genuinely, like, the support I've had from the community and the people on the channel has been unreal. And I have to thank you for that. We've passed 8,000 subscribers. I never expected to get anywhere near that. I was buzzing when I got to 1,000. So you guys have just been awesome, and you have got me through the last year 100%. Like, I don't know how I'd have coped otherwise. So thank you for everything you've done for me, and I'll keep doing stupid videos for you as long as you want them. And yeah, hopefully it's all for fun and we never have to use it. But if we do, we'll be ready. Super quiet, and it's only like 9:30. So I've just been editing today's footage, and I must apologise for the heavy breathing. I was rushing to get everything done to make sure I could do it in a decent time, and yeah, heavy breathing down the mic. It's my pet peeve, but I'm doing it anyway, so there you go. This tent's really roomy for a one-man tent. I can see why they call it a two-man tent, but I imagine you'd get the opposite. If you had 2 beds in here, there'd be no room for any stuff. It's a bit chilly. It's not freezing cold or anything like that. I think it's about 7 or 8 degrees at the moment. I've got a draft on my arm, but not coming through the tent. I think it's just generally the cold air, because there's no gaps in this whatsoever, because I took a little bit of my vape and it suddenly looked like I was coming out of a Stars in Their Eyes stage. So yeah, quite tired, so I am going to read a bit of my book, which is this, which was gifted to me by an awesome person from the channel, and tire myself out even more and go to sleep. So I'll catch you guys in the morning for breakfast and rapid pack away of the tent, ready for work. See you in the morning. Good night.
Morning, campers. 7 AM, just enough time to pack up, sort myself out and get to work. Not a bad night's sleep, but could do with a proper pillow. But yeah, apart from a weird one, before I actually got to sleep, I was nodding off, and what sounded like automatic weapon fire came flying past with several vehicles as well. So I don't know if there's been some sort of weird armed robbery in Yorkshire, but I have to keep an eye on the news. But it was weird because it was deadly silent before that and deadly silent after that, so it just echoed and reverberated round. But anyway, it woke me back up so I could hear my radio interview, which the BBC chopped and edited. But you know, get up, get something warm on, stick some breakfast on, and then start packing up. But nothing got through, bone dry in here, so good test for a first 10. This is a great little tool. Still got gas in there. I don't think there's much in there. I'm gonna have to get another one of them. To get a couple of these little Colemans before the cycling, because this clearly is the more reliable after the disaster of the camping stove. I won't be taking that with me. Screws on like that, just nip tight. Open them out, find a levelish surface, and we should be able to turn this lever. There we go. Oh, look at that. Job's a good one. Get our water. And the good thing with this is it's got millilitres on the side at the top, so it's going to help us with breakfast there. So what I'm going to do is take the whole thing up. There we go. Whack that on there, and we're going to boil it straight in the brew cup on the gas stove. But with that gas stove, it shouldn't take long at all. So let's see what we're doing. We're having our morning oats with raspberry. Simply open it, take the oxygen absorber out, pour the hot water in 150ml and give it a stir and wait 10 minutes. So we'll open that ready. Ooh, colourful. There's our oxygen absorber. You probably can't see that for there, but it's lots of dried up pellets of, well, it looks like some sort of magical bird feed. There's internal lines as well, A, B and C. Does it tell you that? Oh yeah, fill water pouch, 100 to a line. Oh, so it's got a line in there, line J, and you filter there. So it doesn't matter if you've not got the 150ml. That's really good. I've had things like that before where you've just got to guess or pre-measure out the water for it. But it's got internal lines in the packet and it says filter line J approximately. So win-win. I did put the milk into this metal cool container, so I'm hoping it survived. We'll give it the old sniff test. That smells fine, so we'll use normal milk instead of the powdered milk. That's always a bonus. And I've got this, which is a portable burner. So it's just like a little mellow flame, like the ethanol, but it's like a gel in there. And it lasts quite a while because I've been going a few times. I'm wondering if it'll start with the ferrous rod. I'm not saying it will, but and it does. Happy days. Bit of warmth going on from that as well. Get them fingers moving. It's the same as the ethanol where you can hardly see the flame, but I can definitely feel the warmth coming from it. Didn't need to hit the snacks up. I've got military chocolate and I've got crunchy broad beans. Didn't need to hit them up because my workplace gave me an Easter egg. So that got demolished last night. This, pretty good, to be fair. It's a lot more in detail and I do like the addition of QR codes in this book, which is handy while we have the internet and stuff like that, to show you how to do different knots and things like that. But obviously that's less useful if it's a complete system and grid down situation. But for peacetime, I like it. It's a way of getting a lot more information into the book, a lot more detail into the book, and combining that with watching a little video showing images that you can then replicate. Our gas is gone on that, so our C100 has seen no more. But it's hot enough for a brew, and for this, we've got little bubbles forming, so it's not too bad. So we're filling this up, 150ml, or to the letter J inside. Which I think is about there. Just give it a stir around with the multi-tool. Okay, and now we leave it for 10 minutes. So I'm assuming we seal it back up. That's filled now to J. Sorry you didn't see any of that. And then we'll close the lid back up and wait. We've got enough hot water in there still for our coffee. British Army freeze dry special. Spray dry is it? I'm not sure. There we go. Pop one of them in. I think one might be enough. Give that a bit of a stir. It's got that aroma of, is that coffee or is that gravy? That kind of smell, if you know what I mean. But I think one's going to be enough for that. 2 sugars. In packets that refuse to open. There we go. Pop them in. And a generous helping of milk. Considering it stayed fresh outside in the metal container, which is good. One British Army coffee.
Just got somewhere to sit because I've packed everything but the tent away. And I've got too long now because I need to get to work in good time so I can get a shower and not stink. But I do think these need a little longer to soak potentially because, of course, the water wasn't as hot as it should be. I think it made quite runny at the moment. It should solidify. Let's just give it a taste. Oh, yes, a bit watery at the moment. I'm going to seal that up and hope it thickens up a bit. Maybe give it a good old shake to make sure there's nothing in the corners. And try that after. But flavour wise, it's really nice. The raspberry bits in it really give you a hit of flavour. It's almost like if you ever put jam in oats or if you put jam in rice pudding, it's like a bit of undiluted jam hits you all of a sudden. It's nice. Coffee. Next to a lake's a nice location, but it does encourage a lot of wildlife. So if you're sensitive to noises when you sleep, you're going to hear a lot of birds and stuff like that, but I love it. Waking up to the sound of birds, for me, it's better than a good song on the radio. The tops have gone level instead of angled. They are naff pegs. Well, that was a lot easier to pack up than it was to put up in the first place. So hopefully a couple more times doing that and it'll become a perfected art. So out of breath because I did it quite quick because we're running on a clock here. But that was it for this one. Leave no trace, always key. Leave nothing behind, no rubbish, no anything like that. Respect the area you're at. Going to eat the Fuel Your Preparation oats on the go, and we're going to head down to the office where I'll be able to make use of the shower facilities we've got at work so I'm not stinking for the day. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for, if you made it all the way through all of this ramble and rubbish, really appreciate you. Don't forget to smash the like button. Leave comments below, by all means. I'm sure I'm going to get critiques galore for this one, for the wrong equipment, blah, 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 blah. Listen, do what you can with what you can. Needs, musts, and budgets are budgets. If I could, I'd afford the one Tigris tent that's on my wish list, but I can't at the moment. It's just a luxury I can't afford. So it is what it is. We've got a Euro hike. We've got the equipment we've got. We've killed a stove. Lots achieved, interesting night, but I feel refreshed, I feel invigorated, and I feel ready to take on the stresses of life again for another few weeks. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that wonderful stuff, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.